Hello everybody, this is me, Jones here. The Apple event for October 13th just concluded a couple of minutes ago, and Apple has released 3 new main products: the Homepod Mini, the iPhone 12, and the iPhone 12 Pro. And in this video, I figured let's go ahead and recap everything that Apple talked about in a short and simple video. And as always, if you're new here or haven't already, please click subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss my next awesome video. So first off, we have the HomePod Mini. For you guys who do not know, Apple makes a smart speaker called the HomePod, which is rather quite expensive at $350. And while it does have some decent sound quality, it's not going to blow away any audiophiles and ultimately hasn't sold very well at all, since most of the smart speakers that do sell well are the cheaper ones like the Google Home Mini, as well as the Amazon Echo Dot. Apple's answer to this is the HomePod Mini, a tiny sphere-shaped speaker which delivers great sound quality, and Apple has added some new features to make the smart speaker experience better. As you can see, the speaker consists of 2 passive radiators which will provide decent bass response, as well as a kind of sphere cone shaped design to provide 360-degree sound just like the bigger, more expensive HomePod. Apple has also included features with the new U1 chip to enable stereo sound when you have 2 or more of these speakers in the same room. In addition to that, because the speaker features that new U1 chip like what we see in the iPhone 11 series as well as obviously in the new iPhone 12 series, is that when you hold your iPhone close to the speaker, it'll automatically pop up with audio controls, which is pretty cool. Apple has also added some new features that we've already seen in some other speakers like the Google Home, or now known as Google Nest series, like the ability to recognize different voices and know the different feed for that specific person, as well as the ability to give you your morning or daily routine, and also the ability to broadcast your voice from any Apple device throughout your house. And of course, in typical Apple fashion, they claim to take your privacy very seriously and not send recordings to Apple unless you opt in. The HomePod Mini comes in 2 colors, space gray and white, and costs $99. You can also add AppleCare for $15, although I'm not sure why you'd want to do that. Overall, I think this is a decent value as long as I think the sound quality is relatively spaced out and pretty good. I mean, obviously it's not going to blow away an audiophile, but I think as long as the sound quality is decent, at least better than what Google has to offer, and they also have truly improved Siri, I do think this could be definitely more successful than the more expensive HomePod, although I'd be really interested to see how this compares to Google's new Nest speaker, which also costs the same price. And of course, next up we have the iPhone. So starting out with the regular iPhone 12, this phone is basically the replacement to the iPhone 11, and it comes in 2 sizes: a 5.4-inch iPhone Mini, which is a little bit smaller than the 4.7-inch form factor of the new iPhone SE, as well as the iPhone 8, while also giving you a bigger display, obviously because it has that notch design. It kind of reminds me of a bit of what we wanted the next SE to be, basically the iPhone 10 design in the smaller form factor, and then you also have the standard 6.1-inch size as well, like what the 11 was. Now, of course, the biggest thing that Apple really wanted to brag about with these phones is that they now have the new 5G as well as the ultra-wideband support with all the iPhone models this year, which, well, aside from the buzzwords and the 20 minutes they spent talking about 5G, I mean, it's faster than 4G, but I mean, from what I've heard with the early adopters of some phones that already have 5G, it's not really that huge of a difference from 4G. I mean, I don't know. We won't know for sure until we actually get these phones in our hands, but I don't know. I don't think 5G is really a drastic jump as much as Apple like to make it sound like, but who knows? We'll find out. And as you can see, here's kind of a little size comparison with the left phone being the 6.1-inch model and the right phone being the 5.4-inch model of the iPhone 12. Apple also does claim that their phones this year are more durable with their new ceramic shield glass. However, I mean, as Jerry Rig Everything likes to say, glass is glass, and glass breaks. And of course, Apple likes to brag that they have the most powerful chip in a smartphone with the new A14 Bionic chip, very similar to what we saw with the iPad Air, which was released back at the September event, and is also the same chip in both the iPhone 12 and the 12 Pro. One big feature that I personally like to see that I think will get a lot of the fandroids to shut up is the fact that they finally brought OLED displays down to the cheaper iPhone 12 models. They also have much higher pixel densities at over, I think 400, 430 pixels per inch, something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but a lot more than the 326 pixels per inch that we saw in the iPhone 11 and the XR. And also the bezels around the display are a little bit thinner because it is OLED, and we also have a higher resolution. The camera on the iPhone 12 and 12 mini is pretty much the same as the iPhone 11. We have the same exact setup with the wide angle and the telephoto. However, Apple has claimed that they've increased the aperture of, I think, the wide angle to let in more light to help with improved low light performance. This of course also has the night mode as well and the true tone flash, and it's overall a very good camera. They did claim that they made some improvements with the colors and the saturation levels and stuff like that with the photos and video, but overall the camera honestly seems pretty similar to the one on the iPhone 11. I'm sure it's better, and we'll know for sure once we get the phone in person, but yeah. One weird thing that Apple kind of announced with both the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro is MagSafe for iPhone, which basically allows your phone to line up with supported wireless chargers, as well as you can also snap on accessories like a wallet case. They also help with aligning the Apple Smart Case a lot better, and I think for the Smart Battery case as well. It's overall pretty interesting and not what I was expecting, and I honestly don't see really the huge point to it, but I mean, who knows, maybe someone will come up with something innovative. I do think, however, for phone mounts, this will definitely be good, as Apple showed us with a Belkin phone mount that will support this. I do think that is a good idea, but then again, pretty much all cars these days have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so there really is no need for a phone mount anymore. So honestly, I don't find too much of a huge purpose for this feature. And finally, that brings us to pricing and colors. Now, unfortunately, pricing has kind of gone up if you think about it. I mean, Apple kind of made it sound like it still starts at the same price, but I feel like these models actually are more expensive than the iPhone 11. The iPhone 12 mini starts at $699, which is the same price as what the iPhone 11 is, but keep in mind that the iPhone 12 mini is a much smaller display at 5.4 inches. If you want the iPhone 12 with the same size display as what was on the iPhone 11, that'll cost you $799, which is also more expensive than what the iPhone XR costed back in 2018. So honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed that they raised the price this much. I'm assuming the main reason is because of 5G, but I would have loved to see it if Apple could have kept the 6.1-inch model at $699, or maybe $749 at the absolute most, and maybe have the mini at $649. It will come in 5 colors: white, black, blue, green, and product red. Overall, I still think this phone is a decent value considering it's cheaper than most flagships, but I kind of wish they didn't hike up the price as much as they did. And last but not least, we have the iPhone 12 Pro and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. It comes in 2 sizes, 6.1 inches for the Pro and 6.7 inches for the 12 Pro Max. Obviously, these phones will have the same A12 Bionic chip with possibly some extra RAM compared to the less expensive iPhone 12 and 12 mini, as well as these phones will also have better build quality with stainless steel around the edges instead of just aluminum, as well as a matte finished back glass texture. The main advantage, though, that you get when you buy the Pro models of the iPhones is the new camera system. In addition to the wide and ultra-wide lenses that you will find on the cheaper iPhone 12, you also will find a telephoto lens, of course, on the Pro models, as well as new for this year, you will find a LiDAR sensor. And one of the things that I'm happy to report is that LiDAR sensor will be on both the 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max, so you don't have to spend more money to get the LiDAR feature, which is really nice. Apple is also introducing something new this year for the Pro models called Apple ProRAW, which basically will give you all of the standard RAW information along with the Apple image pipeline data for better results with pictures, to take full advantage of the new cameras. But the most important feature with the new iPhone 12 Pro, in my opinion, is the fact that it will be the first smartphone ever to be able to record, edit, and watch video with Dolby Vision, which is just incredible. Basically, it gives you a lot more detail from 8 to 10-bit HDR recording, capturing 700 million colors for much more lifelike video. And of course, last but not least, pricing. The iPhone 12 Pro series starts at the exact same pricing as what the iPhone 11 Pro series did, meaning that the smaller 6.1-inch iPhone 12 Pro will start at $999, and the larger 6.7-inch iPhone 12 Pro Max will start at $1,099. It will come in 4 colors: graphite, which replaces space gray by the way, silver, gold, as well as a new Pacific blue color. And the capacity has also been increased, so that it will now start at 128 gigabytes instead of 64 on the cheaper iPhone 12 and older phones. And it will go from 128, 256, and 512 gigabytes. Overall, I actually think the iPhone 12 Pro is a great value, and I would even say even greater than the cheaper iPhone 12. Yes, you'll save about $200 if you go for the cheaper iPhone 12, or $300 if you go for the cheaper iPhone 12 Mini, but honestly, I think it's worth spending the extra money to just get a nicer hardware, that much better camera, as well as the fact that you can get more storage for less with the new iPhone 12 Pro, in the sense that you can now get 128 gigabytes for the same price as what you would get for 64 gigabytes with the iPhone 11 Pro last year. And that pretty much just about sums up everything important that you need to know about everything Apple announced today. Nothing really too big, no Macs today, no new AirPods Studio, those are going to come out later. I was kind of disappointed that Apple hasn't dropped macOS Big Sur. I was really hoping that they would do that at this event, but I'm assuming they're probably going to wait until November when they have the rumored Mac event. Overall, I think the products announced today were decent, nothing mind-blowing, but obviously, especially with the smartphone innovation, because it has plateaued in recent years, I wasn't really expecting anything major. And I still think that these phones have become decent value, especially when compared to the fact that Samsung has dramatically wrapped up the pricing for their phones. So yeah guys, thanks a lot for watching this video. Be sure to let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of the Apple event today. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What was your favorite they announced? What was your least favorite they announced? Do you think these products are good, or do you think they're overpriced, or were you hoping for more? Let me know all that good stuff down in the comments below. Also be sure to follow me on Twitter at Jones_RMJ, as well as join my Discord server. The link to both of those is in the description, as well as pinned comment. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!